Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai with the Scramble for the Far East mod. Last time around we had a ambush battle, and we were also able to sign a peace treaty with the Prussians. A peace treaty which is held for quite a while. It's held for quite a while. And if we actually go ahead and look here, currently there's 2 turns left on the peace treaty, or the ceasefire, or whatever you want to call it, until we can declare war on each other again. So it could be that the Prussians are going to declare war on us again. But at the same time they've been losing a lot of ground to the Dutch, so I'm wondering if they're going to. But then again, there's quite a build-up of troops here, so I'm not sure what they're planning. I've got enough troops, to say the least, to go against their northern territories, to go and take over all of this. And what we're going to do today is we're going to probably find a battle down here. But then there's also the question, I have this, I had this idea of re-establishing France and Great Britain, but I took the longest forever really to actually check where they start. So the British start in probably the worst location, or at least in terms of allowing me to actually go ahead and save them, as it were, or re-establish them. They start here, which would be really hard for me to actually get to. And I'm not entirely sure. The plan that I have is possibly, if I set up a similar peace treaty with the Americans, as I did with the Prussians, that I could ask for this province, and then once war with the Prussians starts again, I could move over and take this and re-establish them. The French are a little bit easier, because the French start up on this island right here. So I could reasonably actually take that. The only problem is, of course, all the good land, or I haven't been able to find a landing spot which isn't at a port, and since all ports are so heavily upgraded, you'll have to bombard it to be able to push through without your fleet disintegrating within seconds, as we saw what happened with the Americans when they were stuck in the zone of the shore batteries. So we don't want to do that. So we're gonna send the entire fleet with those 2 armies over here, and we're gonna re-establish the French as our puppet nation, and we're gonna take over most of this, or all of it. Well, what I'll do is I'll take as much as I think is necessary for the French to kind of sustain themselves, and then I leave the French to take over the rest. But what we're gonna do today, or what we're gonna start with, I'm not entirely sure where this episode is gonna end off. We're gonna start by attacking the Americans here, which have sent quite a few troops. So I'm gonna start by advancing my main general, if I can actually, there we go. I'm gonna actually go ahead and select him. You know what, I wonder if I shouldn't attack the second one. Yes, that was the right choice. The thing is, I kind of did a test because I wanted to make sure that I wouldn't go ahead and attack one of them and they would all retreat one by one, and I had to chase them down and so forth, so we'd actually get a battle. And we did get a battle here, compared to if I attacked the faction leader first, because he would run away and then they would all run away one by one. So it wouldn't actually be a battle, but now there is one. The Americans, I think we outnumber them a little bit. It's quite even. It's just that we start off with a lot more troops to start off with, and they have more reinforcements coming in. But with that said, let's go ahead and smash the American army here, move forward, take that town, and see if we cannot ask for peace and secure that town over there. So once war with Prussia starts again, I'll be able to go ahead and re-establish the English, or the British colony. And then we'll also work with setting up the French as well. But for now, let's go ahead and smash the Americans once again. Very interesting field of battle, this one. We're starting off in kind of a valley in between these two hill formations. And then we've got hills rolling down to a small village, which the enemy controls. And there's quite a lot of high ground and stuff and interesting stuff going on here. My reinforcements coming in pretty nicely, neatly from here in the back. Could easily be moved in onto the ground beyond to fight. Question is where the American troops are coming from. But let's go ahead and start, shall we?
Today, sir, we attack.
Okay, so they have all their armies set up over there. I'm gonna get my troops. Oh, look at that. We've got enemies, quite a lot of them, coming in on our flank. Let's go ahead and send our troops. Somewhat of an order. Looks as though the Americans are not going to attack me, so I don't have to worry about fighting these guys on kind of two fronts. Looks like they're going to try and link their troops instead, except for the generals, which are suicidal, and are going to attack my troops head on. The Americans setting up around the hill here, and I imagine these guys are going to try and move over there. And then my reinforcements coming in over here. That's a lot of troops. Can already hear some shooting, and that I bet that is some of those suicidal generals riding straight into our fire. I'm gonna have the Cossacks charge whoever survives. Nope,
is dead.
They're all dead. Let's go ahead and charge this one. Let's try to organize this one. We've got more Cossacks coming in. These cannons. Right, the Americans are still sitting over there. Yeah, that looks good. Just set it up and start blasting them. Looks like the Americans are actually turning over here. And we got yet another general coming in. Let's set our Cossacks on this side. And then I want to advance something like this to block the US troops. Why haven't you set up? Or you have, but you're broken down for some reason. Fired? Oh, they're coming at us now. Damn. Okay, we're shooting these guys as well. I'm gonna send... Let's see. This might be enough. Move them forward.
Good news, sir. The enemy general
and
is
these
dead.
will be moved in to reinforce this area, because that is needed right now. We have another unit that's coming in. He's gonna go there also. I've got these guns right here. We'll just bring them up here in the back. I need to put down as much fire on the Americans approaching here as possible. Also, it's quite a good angle for me to use the shrapnel shot, I think. Also, we need to push in these units. And we'll have the Marines above. I've run this one through here, but I think this one's way too messed up. Let's not worry about that one too much. There's quite a lot of American cavalry coming in there. I'm gonna turn these guys over there. Turn over there. So we got a single American unit kind of holding up the entire operation over here. They're about to retreat though. Come on, break them already so I can order you forward. There's only 39 of them left. One more volley. Just go then, and I'll send over Cossacks to take them down. We've blasted quite a few of the American units, and they're being forced back. There's a very thin line of Russians holding here. We need to maximize firepower against these guys.
Your general is under attack!
Oh, he's actually lost quite a bit of manpower. There's a high concentration of Americans right there, but my reinforcements is just about to come in. We rode down those Americans. And now I'm gonna move this force to attack the American in the flank. We might need the Cossacks to be joining the battle over here instead. But that looks actually fine. The Americans are being crushed by our troops. You need to kind of re-establish yourself though. Yeah, I think it's due to the shrapnel shot partly, because it's such a good angle to fire it at. Normally, they kind of fire it way too high, and it kind of explodes above the enemy unit, and throws most of the shrapnel completely in the wrong way. I want you to join that side now. And I do think I need 2 units more over here, and then we're gonna have these 3 join towards the main defensive line. There's a massive amount of Americans running away here. Let's see if I can set up the guns over here. These lines are now coming up. Split the Americans. And then through the valley here I can send Cossacks right through the center. What's going on here? American saber cavalry, where did you come from? So there must be more enemy reinforcements coming in. Got cannons setting up over here. Got a nice bunch of... Oh, now this cannon set up. Nice. Keep firing, guys. And then I'm going to advance you just slightly so you get in order. Okay, we won against those cavalry units that came out of nowhere. And you've beaten that unit. Why don't you move here? And time for the Cossacks to break through the middle of that. And then crash through the American lines. Looks like they realized, but it's way too late. There's no point in us shooting our own cavalry. So we'll move the lines. And all of these troops will advance. While the Cossacks ride all of these guys down. And there's no enemy reinforcements coming in from over there. Make sure that these cannons are firing the shrapnel shot, and now these cannons will open up and they can start targeting the American artillery out there. The wonderful shrapnel shot is ripping up the American lines. We're probably going to get quite a few kills from that. And my Cossacks have run through everything. The thing is, we want to capture quite a lot of these guys running away. New line being drawn out like that with the extra troops. And then this line is advancing. I'll order it to move there. Looks fine. We're blasting these. They're probably about to surrender any second now and run away. And then we've got these batteries ready to open fire as well. My Cossacks running down the enemy.
Victory is assured, sir!
And running down a lot of these cannons. Oh, I think, yeah, most of the Americans in this area has surrendered or died. My Cossacks riding down everything. We've got a few cannons in town. There's a mass amount of American troops retreating over here. Most of what I can see on that hill looks to be cannon. Make sure that these cannons don't get away. Oh, we've got a pretty big American unit there, but they're outside the map, and so are most of these. We're not going to be able to get them. Haven't you killed those guys yet? What are we still firing at over here? Few retreating Americans. Cannons are now blasting this area over here. There's nowhere to hide. Oh. Shrapnel shot doesn't reach that far. Right, fire normal shot then. Keep blasting that area. Okay, get my Cossacks in order. I think we rode down most of the enemy cannons. One of them managed to get away. And now I have like, what, 7,000 men. Maybe a little less, because a few of our men has obviously died, but at least something like 6,000 men ready to march against the Americans. Question is if I even need to send them forwards. Oh, they did that on the go. Ballsy Americans. However, their cannon position is all over the place. Why are you blasting? Oh, okay. Damn, that's a lot of shots we're blasting there. Thing though, artillery is not the thing we should be worrying about. Oh, now they've moved into shrapnel range. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at what happens to the Americans and their allies once shrapnel comes in. There we go. Focusing in on this conscript unit. Total annihilation. This unit only got shot by being close to this one, and I retreated first. Absolute devastation. 2 units retreating. Only cannons up here. Send in the Cossacks. More shot is coming in over here. The flag units went down. The units get annihilated and forced to retreat. Absolute destruction. And now the Cossacks are making their way through town. Oh, the Americans give up. They're running. All of them. And with that, we won the battle. Wonderful. I'll ride them down and shoot quite a bit more at them. Given that we were able to fire the shrapnel shot down upon the enemy like that, probably just absolutely destroyed a lot of them. It's wonderful. Why can't it be like this when I'm fighting Prussia? When I'm fighting Prussia, it's the other way around, where thousands of my men die, and the Prussians absolutely just destroy us. But yeah, there we go. Victory. Here we have the result of the battle, and it's a decisive victory for the Russian Empire. We deployed about similar troops. We deployed about 400 men more than the Americans, 6,600 compared to 6,200. We lost 1,200 men, which leaves us with a force of 5,400, while the Americans lost a total of 4,300, leaving them with about 1,900 men, or about 2,000 out of those 6,000. Let's go ahead and see. I'm hoping the cannons turn up quite high. Not as high as I thought. It's mostly infantry and Cossacks, Jaegers. But here, we've got one of the Napoleon howitzers. Managed to get 142 kills. That's pretty good. They're at least on the front page. I don't have to scroll to the bottom to... Like for these, the 12-pounder field guns, this one killed 2 people, that's 7, 28. I do believe I had... Did I have 4 of those? No, I only had those 3. The best one killed 28. Light mortars were never brought into the battle, because we can't move them around. Captured some guns as well. I was hoping we'd completely destroy them. We split that force, having some of them moving over here. Can I run them down? I would like to run down all of it. But I'm more concerned about running down these than I am running down these. I'm gonna move this army. This is not gonna be the attacking ones, and this is gonna just support the main general. Just gonna go and attack, and he's gonna finish off those Americans. About 2,000 Americans managed to get away, and it turned out that none of them. It was 1,300, then we can assume that's about 700 to 600 Americans over here with Israel Archer. I've got 3 captured American guns that I can send that way, but I'm just gonna go ahead and disband these. My spy needs to figure out what's going on in Shurunga. Oh, there is quite a large American force here. I'm gonna go ahead and sabotage it. Sabotage failed. We'll still be able to concentrate enough troops around to destroy it, unless the Americans decide to... this force is quite devastated through being here through the winter. Silas Moore. Right, we have destroyed them here. I decided to recruit some ships on this side just to go ahead and attack and kind of fight there in this area. I'm wondering if this is a massive ships, in which case I'll just retreat. Let's go ahead and end turn. See if I can't push up to Shurunga, take that, and then start enacting my plan for resurrecting the ambitions of Great Britain and France in this region. I don't know why I would do that, because of course this is 1868, so that this would have been after the Crimean War. So I don't know why I would extend such a hand of friendship to the British and the French, but maybe we can see it as a slight against them, because they'll be doing it under my control. Their colonies will be working under my protection, as it were. So it would be a slight against these empires that I have to rely on old Mother Russia. The Far East is mine. The Americans do in fact nothing to counterattack. However, they distract an army. Oh, up here. They distract that force? Okay. And then they distract here. Our assassin is detected. An attempt. And then there's a building. Our army was bombarded in close to Shurunga. Oh, the Americans... the American fleet is bombarding us. And then our assassin... Not here, though. The assassin to the north. Okay, so they moved into the castle. And they're setting up for a lengthy siege. I can't seem to get to her. I wonder, should I use my assassin to march this way to figure out what's here? Or should I take a look at what's up here? The Americans don't control anything here. Then that's kind of pointless. Let's go ahead and figure out what's going on further down the coast. Can't see much down there. I would attack them if it weren't for the fact that they are within the fire range of the port here. So I would possibly, if I'd attack with these 3 ships. Now I do have ramming, like I have got ramming, so I could just ram the shit out of the Americans. Even with some losses here, plus the enemy bombarding us, I think we should be able to quite easily conduct this siege. I'll bring in enough troops. I want to combine these troops here to go ahead and go after the Americans. This should be enough. Yeah. They're retreating. We'll definitely be able to cut them down. We built a ship, that's great. What else have we built? A military port and a magistrate. Ah, so I upgraded this port. So now it's the top level port. So these are the best ships that Russia can provide for us right now. Or I guess it really just increased the limits of the amount of ships I can have. So we're gonna build a lot of these, or as many as we can. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to win this if I play it on my own. But it's such a bore to fight through the sieges in a way. Naval drop in battle. But a siege? Not sure about that. Here we have the result of that siege. We deployed 5,300 men, we lost almost 2,000 of them, still have 3,500 or 3,600. All the defenders died. Quite a few units on low numbers here. A lot of melee as we go through. Surprised that I was able to actually get... This gun was the best one to actually achieve shots at the castle. The other howitzers, not so much. It's quite hard to actually get shots there just because of the gun elevation. Even with the howitzers, it's really hard to get shots up at the high castles. But there we have that. Let's go ahead and see if I can't get my deal with the Americans. Look at that, now it's changed. So now the Americans are stuck within my... And both of these ships are actually... should be doable to sync with this. I want to see if I can get a deal with the Americans. Thing is, I don't want to push too much further because I've said this before, the Prussians would attack these areas and they could cut certain armies off. So we're gonna see if we can get a temporary peace with the Americans, but I'm gonna ask them to give me... Oh, you can't... Yeah, you can't ask for territory. Huh. Well, then there's no point, really. Because we've got them cutting back to such a bit. Like, we've cut the Americans down to such a degree. We'll just continue the war against them. And right now, they'll have to get... I mean, in between these castles, there's quite a bit of distance. So I have... the thing that's going to be interesting to see is if the Prussians go ahead and declare war on us the next turn, because they will be able to. Or I will be able to as well. Also, this American army is stuck way behind lines.
Ready for battle.
But yeah, looks good. And we'll end it there. So, I hope, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And hopefully, I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.
Good news, sir! The enemy general is dead! have triumphed over the enemy!